Ladies and gentlemen, dairy industry stars are rising tonight from Waterloo, Wisconsin. Not one, but four men who have shown the industry how to dream, to work, to achieve. Join me as we honor Crave Brothers Farm and the four brothers who are World Dairy Expo's 2008 Dairymen of the Year. What is it about brothers? We have the Wright brothers, the Marx brothers, and for the young people of today, the Jonas brothers. The Bee Gees were brothers, so were the Jackson 5 and the Osmond brothers. The dairy industry also knows a lot about great characteristics passed down through family bloodlines, so it's obvious that success must be part of the Crave family's genetics. Friendship, family, and old-fashioned hard work are just part of the makeup of George, Tom, Mark, and Charlie Crave. While they clean up real good, if you stop by their Waterloo operation, you will see them dressed more like this as they run the huge day-to-day multifaceted businesses of Crave Brothers Farm, LLC, and Crave Brothers Farmstead Cheese, LLC. They currently milk 1,200 cows on 1,700 acres with a 3 times daily milking schedule. They've come a long way from 1978, when all they had was a rented farm and a dream. But it really started earlier, when the Crave siblings, 7 in all, grew up learning the values of their parents, Bob and Sarah Crave. The family made its living off 40 cows on a farm near Beloit, Wisconsin. Here 5 of the children say the Pledge of Allegiance. They were a close-knit family who enjoyed working together and with their 4-H project calves. When the herd was dispersed in 1974, the Crave brothers pursued work at neighboring farms, further education, and individual career paths. But the dream of making a living and a life of dairy farming did not dim. It stayed and blossomed through an interesting relationship between the brothers and the University of Wisconsin. George and Charlie were young, educated, didn't have much to lose, and had one other thing, a rented farm in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. It was 1978, and with the help and partnership of Dr. David Wickert, professor of dairy science at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the Crave brothers were back in the business of dairy farming. Shortly after, Tom rejoined his older brothers. Younger brother Mark, who had yet to join the others, showed cattle at the Rock County Fair in the early 80s and gave the dairy industry a taste of the quality that would soon be synonymous with the Crave brothers' name. In 1980, they purchased a Waterloo dairy farm with the goal of building a successful agribusiness. They drew on the knowledge of dairy science, economics, research, and marketing gained at the University of Wisconsin. They grew not only the herd, but also their profits by controlling costs and maximizing production. The vision and hard work paid off as they put more profitable and sustainable farming practices in place and were recognized as Wisconsin's Dairy Farm Family of the Year in 1993. Crave Brothers Farm placed second nationally in the Farm Progress magazine's Best Managed Farms contest in 1999. They knew they had a successful farm, but to support 4 growing families and continue to gain market share and efficiencies, they knew they must also innovate. Seeing the demand for specialty and farmstead cheeses growing, they set out to become one of the first farmstead cheese operations in 2002, building a 6,000-square-foot cheese plant across the road from the dairy facilities. The state's governor, Scott McCallum, and Secretary of Agriculture Jim Harsdorf were on hand to christen the new facility when it opened, as was well-known farm broadcaster Orion Samuelson.
Here on the set of This Week in Agribusiness, I want to take a moment to add my congratulations to the many already received by George, Tom, Mark, and Charlie Crave. What a great story. Don't tell me the family farm is dead. They prove it has changed, but indeed it is alive and well. I know personally because I have visited the farm and the cheese plant, and what an outstanding job you do on letting other people understand how food is produced and where it comes from. So I salute you for your public relations job for agriculture, but also for keeping the family farm alive and well and putting food on the dinner tables of all of us. I add my congratulations to the many already received, to the Crave brothers, the World Dairy Expo 2008 International Dairyman of the Year. Great job.
Cheese experts suggested the Craves concentrate on fresh mozzarella, mascarpone, and a rope-style variety, creating artisan cheeses using milk from their own herd. The risk paid off when just a few months into their farmstead cheese business, Crave Brothers won second place from the American Cheese Society for their fresh mozzarella. Still small compared to giant national brands, Crave Brothers Farmstead cheese turns out 10,000 hand-packed containers of cheese every workday, up to 50,000 pounds a week. In addition to the cheese production facility, they have more recently added an underground man-made cave to produce a European gourmet cheese. Developed to reflect the Crave Brothers' Irish-French heritage, even its name is special, Le Frère, which means the brothers. It has received rave reviews from gourmet restaurants and a string of awards. Here, Charlie's daughter-in-law Beth, wife Joni, and daughter Marley help market their specialty products. But lest we forget, this is an award for dairymen, and for Tom, George, Mark, and Charlie, it is still about the farm and, of course, their Holstein cows. With a rolling herd average of 28,410 pounds of milk on a 3 times daily milking, the cows are where the profits start. The brothers had the vision to make a profitable and environmentally responsible operation for today and for the farming future of the growing Crave family. And so, in 2007, they again became industry innovators with the installation of an anaerobic manure digester. With use of this new technology, they can use waste from the cattle operation to create enough electricity to power the farm, on-farm cheese plant, and 120 homes. In this era of soaring gas and energy costs, current Wisconsin Governor Jim Doyle and current Secretary of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection Rod Nilsestoon have been quick to honor the Craves for their efforts at energy sustainability. Brother Charlie's son, Carl, is the site project manager for Clear Horizons, the company which installed and owns the digester. Clear Horizons is a Wisconsin company that specializes in waste management and biogas systems. Currently, the Craves use much of the stabilized manure end product for bedding and sell the excess to landscaping businesses.
Wow, what an exciting evening. A most sincere congratulations to each of you, Charlie, George, Tom, and Mark, and your families on this special accomplishment. We're so proud of you. You've been at the forefront of agriculture and the dairy industry from the beginning of your careers and have done it well. Your herd accomplishments are well documented, whether it's high production, high type, show ring accomplishments, or selling bulls to artificial insemination units. You also have been stewards of the soil with soil conservation practices, manure management, and outstanding forage production. Also as cheese entrepreneurs, what an outstanding job of leadership in that area. Your rope cheese is one I can speak highly of because every time I'm in Madison, I swing by and pick up some of the famous Crave Brothers rope cheese. As for research, you've done much with the University of Wisconsin in many aspects, and I even had the opportunity to work with you personally on some gender bias research back in the early 2000s. Most importantly, however, as I view it, has been your example of families working together. Rural America has been based on families working together to be successful, and you exemplify this extremely well. Again, a most sincere congratulations to each of you, and a sincere thank you for the fine job you have done as a role model to all of us. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
With all of the success, there are things the family has learned that allow the many opinions and decisions to flow as easily as the milk from their 1,200 cows. One lesson for success in a family corporation is each brother specializes in an area of the operation and is given oversight and authority. And good employees like Pete Stilling are a valued part of the family operation. Charlie, the eldest of the family, is in charge of financial management. He is also the cattle feeding manager of the dairy operation. Charlie and Joni Crave have 3 sons and 1 daughter. All are involved in the family operation in some way. Son Carl, besides managing the digester project, also owns a painting business. Sons Andrew and Jordan do field and maintenance work. Daughter Marley, here showing her Holstein at the Dodge County Fair, also helps with cheese marketing. Tom Crave oversees all crop production and equipment maintenance with assistance from Dwayne Shaner. Tom is married to Jan and has 3 daughters. Each of the 3 girls is getting her chance to carry on the Crave winning tradition in the show ring. Bethany, Carly, and Laura are learning to be their best and show off their Holsteins. George Crave, although he still considers himself a cowman, now manages the cheese factory. After a visit by Allison Dairyland, seen here with brothers Mark and George in 1981, Debbie Casucci later became Mrs. George Crave and an integral part of marketing their farmstead cheeses. George and Debbie have 3 children. Roseanne helps Mom and Beth sample the delicious Crave Brothers cheeses, and son Brian enjoys his turn in the cattle showing arena. Their eldest son, Patrick, took Reserve Junior Champion at the 2007 World Dairy Expo with his spring yearling, Crave's Zenith Gracious. Mark, the youngest of the Crave brothers, serves as the company's herd manager and personnel manager and works closely with herdsman Jim Schultz. Mark and Tina have 2 children, Jacob and Claire, who will no doubt follow in the dairy cattle tradition of the Crave clan. As a matter of fact, at 5 years old, Jacob's already joined the rest of his older cousins in the show ring as a little britches competitor. Ultimately, it's about tradition. The dairy tradition, the family tradition, that runs through the extended Crave family. A tradition that will continue to innovate, improve, and give back to the dairy industry and their communities. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we honor and salute 4 men, their families, employees, and colleagues, all who have made these dairymen a success. Congratulations, Tom, George, Mark, and Charles Crave, the World Dairy Expo 2008 Dairymen of the Year.